Welcome to my review of one of my most anticipated films of the year and of the London Film Festival. Today I saw The Lighthouse, directed by Robert Eggers, who brought us The Witch, and starring Robert Pattinson, Batman himself, and Willem Dafoe, the Green Goblin himself. And the film tells the hypnotic and hallucinatory tale of two lighthouse keepers on a remote and mysterious New England island in the 1890s. This film looked incredible since I saw the first trailer, and I've been a fan of Eggers since I saw The Witch. That film is not only the best horror movie of the decade for me, but it's one of my favorite horror films of all time. I think it's a masterwork of horror, and he might have just brought us another one. I wouldn't necessarily say this is just horror, or even that it is the same type of horror that The Witch is, but this film is 1 hour and 50 minutes of pure masterwork in terms of direction. Eggers, the term I like to use is he directs the shit out of this film. He does. The shots in this film are composed brilliantly. The actors act the crap out of their roles, and the scenes, the moments, the beats that the script delivers to them. And you can tell Eggers was there. He was there, directing every inch of each element of this film. The film is presented on a 4:3 aspect ratio, and some movies nowadays do that every once in a while, and I'm not always a fan of it because I think sometimes the story doesn't necessarily need it. But in this film, it just fit right in, very organically. It didn't stand out in a bad way. It just felt like the right thing for this film, because this felt like a film in every way. The story, the thematics, the way the actors act, the way it's directed, the way it's shot, which we'll get to in a bit. Everything just came across as an old-timey movie that would be presented in this format because there would be no other format around. So let's talk about the cinematography, which, what can I say? Especially in a black and white movie, when you have such dark scenes and yet you can understand everything that is happening on screen. You can tell who is who, where they are. I am in awe at the cinematography. This really is one of the best films of 2019, guys. And the visual storytelling in this film, which is key to any movie, but in here it's immaculate. I adore some of the imagery in this film. It's pure nightmare fuel for a story about solitude, how it affects a person mentally, and honestly a sad tale of friendship. It's a very haunting movie that really stuck with me. And the way he presents this psycho horror slash drama really defies the way these things have been presented up until this day. It is very original, the way he portrays certain elements of the film that I don't think I've ever seen before. And I kind of watch a lot of movies, guys. The Lighthouse is the rare type of film that leaves you wanting, leaves you scared, leaves you frightened, and it leaves you excited. No matter how scared you are, how frightened you are at certain moments of this film, you cannot take your eyes off the screen. You just fall in love with how the whole product comes together. Seeing the final result unfold is some type of wonder that is hard to describe. And the comedic aspect of the film stands out really well too. Willem Dafoe is just a guy who farts a lot, and he just really doesn't give a damn if Robert Pattinson's character is uncomfortable. And this is not necessarily something funny for the characters, but as an audience member watching, it really comes across. There are moments of levity where these characters are having dinner or sharing a drink or just having fun with each other because they are surrounded by this very disturbing situation. They start losing the notion of how long they have been there, how long they have to wait to get out of there. And even that absurd comedy aspect to it lends to the kind of lunacy that the film creates for the story and for these characters. There are a few small issues that I have with the film, to be honest. One of them is that it's really hard to understand Willem Dafoe in the thick I think, Irish accent that he's doing the film. I'm not judging whether the accent itself is good or not. I don't think I could do that. In terms of understanding him, sometimes it's really hard. You can put the pieces together, but sometimes you feel like you're losing another bit of dialogue, and that just... I'm going to need subtitles when I when I end up rewatching this film. And I would say there are some scenes that, despite loving the crap out of them, I think they just repeated some of the beats that had been done up until that point in the story. Those are my two only issues with the film. I couldn't recommend The Lighthouse enough. This film blew me away. It blew me out of the water. I was so happy. I was so invested. I was so enthralled with this film. Eggers has skyrocketed into probably my top 5 directors working today, that as soon as he's attached to any freaking project, I'll be there day one. The craft with which Eggers balances his storytelling while still ramping up ever-escalating climaxes can't really be explained through words, and only through seeing this film you can understand. I'm giving The Lighthouse an A. My beautiful geekies, what did you think of The Lighthouse? Let me know in the comments below. Please go watch this film. I cannot express that enough. Thank you so much for watching once again. Stay tuned for more LFF reviews. Tomorrow I'll bring my reviews for Joker, for Jojo Rabbit, and many others coming, because LFF is still going strong up until the 13th. I hope to see you in all of those, and so until the next video, stay beautiful, stay geeky. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because it really helps me out. And most importantly, love each other and love the movies.